dignity! Get me away from this train wreck!
Well, you don't see that on YouTube every day, I can guarantee it. Eat your heart out, $300 Christmas trains.
Yeah, maybe this guy's gonna learn a lesson about treating elves badly.
No! Oh! Oh my crikeys, I think I found the cheapest Christmas train on the planet. I went to the reject shop after that horrible dust storm that nearly killed me, and this was there back in stock. It's been very hard to get this. It's a very hot seller. We're going to unbox this, we're going to see how it runs, and we're going to see if it's actually worth $10. Can you believe the price? $10! My crikeys, what are we going to get for $10? It is so intriguing what's going to come out of that box. Those naughty elves there, they were $5. A Christmas train for $10, guess who's excited? The rubber chicken. But guess what? The chicken is fine because I want to keep the box. And quiet, I don't want to hear any more from you. Oh, I can't believe it. That elf has just moved. It's just moved. It's in a different position. I'm blaming the rubber chicken. I'm blaming the rubber chicken. It's just moved again. It's in a different position. Oh, get rid of this thing. Get rid of it. And get a box of something and cover it up. But make sure it's going to breathe a hole. I don't want to look at that thing. I don't want to look at that thing. It's possessed. Anyway, let's get back and review this wondrous train. I better settle down, eh? Let's take a look at the back of the box and look at some of the features on this Christmas train. Realistic train sound, headlight and smoke. Assembly method of the track. Battery installation. Track total length over 330 centimetres. Also that wondrous picture there that's showing you how to put the batteries into this miraculous Christmas train. On the back top corner of the box is this curious read. It says, Magic of Christmas is a trademark of TRS Trading Group, Proprietary Limited, imported by blah blah blah. Of course, this is made in China. So don't forget, this is just a $10 Christmas train. What did worry me is the box is actually pretty light. But when you look at the front here and the way it's set up, I tell you what, it's very inviting. It doesn't look too bad. Nice locomotive there, a lovely tender, and a lovely Merry Christmas passenger wagon. I'll come in and do a beautiful slide unboxing of this. I tell you what, these were selling very, very fast. I was extremely lucky to get this. And, oh yeah, wonderful smell. Smells like plastic. Here it comes. It looks absolutely fantastic in its white foam glory. Wow, look at that. It's amazing. This is almost too pretty to pull out of that lovely foam encasement that it's in, but we're going to have to pull it out and take a look at this. First up, the tender. Yes, it says Merry Christmas and a couple of bells there, some coal detailing on top. A very unusual coupling system on this, and there's, well, a few unusual things about this. A bit of detailing there where the springs would be on the wheels, massive flanges, a little bit of detailing underneath there. Remembering this is connected to a $10 Christmas train. The passenger train here, and it's going to squeak out a box, I hope. Would be carrying Santa's elves from the North Pole or to the North Pole or whatever. Yes, I could see that maybe the painting is a bit lackluster because it was on a budget, of course. They didn't want to use too much paint. Some curious detailings on this. A little bit of detailing underneath. Again, massive flanges. Rather curious. As for the train, why am I thinking of Italy when I see that paint scheme, or is there a white? Have I just offended all my Italian fans? Yes, curious colour choices, a bit of rivet detailing if you like counting rivets. It's apparently got lights and it smokes and it makes sounds. We're yet to find this out. Not much detailing there, but you wouldn't really look there. It is a Christmas train, remember. On the wheel section here, it's got a little bit of detailing on the wheels here, and it does have, very importantly, traction tyres on that rear wheel. And traction tyres are very important with these styles of trains, I can tell you. As to the track, it is a little bit of a different sort of thing with the track. It's basically like an L shape. It's just different, okay? It's maybe you can see it if I do it like that, okay? There's not much to the top of this track. The curves are curious as well because it is actually a very slender radius that this presents. So I'm not sure whether I'll be able to fit this up on my review table here, but I'll tell you what, crikey Charlies, this is quite an interesting Christmas train considering the price. Let's talk about the track system. Like most little toy trains, you don't get enough straights in this little train set. It is a bit flexible. The way it connects is nice and simple. It goes like that, but I think with a bit of moving around, you're going to disconnect fairly easily. As for the gauge on this rail line here, it's about 31 millimeters. It's very close to O scale. And I have a piece of O-scale track, and if I lay it upside down on top, hopefully you can see the similarity there, although don't think you can run O-scale on this track here. Other tracks that you might be familiar with, there's some classic blue Tommy track. It's that sort of size, but I wouldn't say that the train's going to run on the classic blue track. Lego track is its own system. It's wider. Okay, and over the years, because I've looked at many little toy trains, what I've noticed is you just end up with this endless variety of tracks. Some of them are highly detailed, some of them have very little detail at all. They're all different gauges. Nothing fits onto anything else. This seems to be the norm, and it's really one of the bugbears of little toy trains. And you know, I could show you many more than what I'm showing you here. And there's actually one that I found, although I can't connect it, but it is a very similar gauge. Quite miraculous, isn't it? But there's no way to connect it. As for our wondrous locomotive, and I have got the battery pack here, batteries installed, but I haven't put that up inside here. I just want to talk about these wheels first. Looking at these wheels here, these two don't move up and down, but the middle wheel does. And I do have a piece of curved track here that came with the train set, and if I get those wheels flanged in the right way, and I start to run that on there, you can see how that middle wheel will drive upwards on the curves. Now, that's quite a common thing, but the peculiar thing about the gauge inside here on the flanges is, remembering it was about 31 millimeters on the track, but in here, if I just line it up here, we've got about 27 millimeters. So there's quite a bit of slop going on between the flange and the track. Yeah, so it's quite a sloppy fit on even its own track, and I know you'll be curious, does it fit onto that O-scale track that you got there, Leo? Well, let's just have a go there, get those inside flanges there, and what I find is it actually falls inside. Yes, we should be so lucky to actually fit it on something standard, but hey, that's what you always seem to get with these cheapest types of trains. I'm just going to open it up along the bottom here. I'm curious to see up inside this little cheap train. Okay, the mystery of 1,000 evils is about to be revealed. Very curious of the front here, must be some sort of bellows there. Maybe I need to put the batteries on to see what moves. It doesn't look too bad in there. I have seen far worse. I'll put this in here. I'll come in and turn it on and see what happens, eh? Wow, that is amazing. Apart from being noisy, look at that. It is a little bellows unit. I can see smoke inside there, and that there's doing the puff puff. That is quite miraculous, I feel. What I'll do is I'll just turn it off, and I'll get this back on, and I'll give it a static run on the table here to see how much smoke comes out of this little cheap train. Just going to give it a static run on the table here. It's very noisy. Oh yes, look at that smoke. That is amazing for a $10 Christmas train. Eat your heart out, $300 Christmas trains. So yes, it's a very much all singing, all dancing, lights and smoke sort of train. How much torque does it have? It's not too bad, you know. I'm putting a bit of pressure in there. Wow, I've got to get it up on the track, see how it runs. Oh, phew, the sound of silence. I tell you what, if this ends up running on the tracks okay, what a cracking little train for $10. Woo, what a beauty. Okay, I have the classic Christmas train up on the bigger table outside. It's a very, very windy day, and I've got a thing over the microphone which is going to hopefully stop the wind noise. The one thing I'll say about this is in relation to the flanges and the gauge, and I've sort of showed this before, but you see it more when I do that. It's a very sloppy fit on the rails. The coupling system's actually nice and easy because it's so big. Look at that. It's child's play to put this train onto the tracks. And I'll just get this train running. In fact, I've given a bit of a test run already, and let's just say I was quite impressed considering its price. Remember, this is a $10 Christmas train. Not sure if you'll see much smoke effect because it is so windy today. We've got the big sort of aftermath of the dust storm, if that makes any sense. 50-kilometre-hour winds, lots of trees down. I'm surprised I've still got power at our place. Just to give you an idea of scale versus speed and everything, there's a Trackmaster Thomas there, and the Christmas train will come around. I'll tell you what, it does a pretty good speed, and it's a nice larger scale, like it's basically close to O scale. So you're not mincing about with something small there. I'll tell you what, it's not bad in size at all. Crikey, that wind is really bad today. I still can't get over the fact that's a $10 train. I don't know how they've been able to pull it off for $10. How much did it come out of China for if it's selling in Australia for $10? My crikeys, I think Thomas Wood's having the best fun of its life. Look at that there. Maybe I should go and get some more Thomas Wood characters to make a really epic train. Well, you don't see that on YouTube every day, I can guarantee it. Okay, I'm going to spice it up a bit of Thomas and Friends Wood. Please collect the wood because it won't be like this for much longer. And I've got Gordon up the front here.
Oh, the indignity! Get me away from this El Cheapo Christmas train!
So anything could happen on this very, very reckless Christmas train here, Thomas Wood and this El Cheapo. Let's do it! Yay! Yeah, oh, I think there's a train wreck! There's been a train wreck! Let me see if I can't write what's wrong here. Maybe a completely waste of time, but let's take away two of these guys. Thomas and Percy will bring Devious Diesel, Diesel 10 and Gordon back to the cheap Christmas train. Let's see how far it goes this time. Okay, go, Christmas train, go. I'll just give it a helping hand there. Away it goes. Oh, yes, it's making it around that corner. Yes, it's looking fine and dandy. Oh, no, there's trouble. There's trouble again.
Oh, the indignity! Get me away from this train wreck!
Let me see if I can write what is wrong. I would like to give Gordon a bit of a spin because he's showing so much attitude. I'm going to take away Diesel 10 and Diesel, and I'm going to bring Gordon back. I think maybe it only works with one train. Let's give this a go. If this goes haywire, well, it sort of says to us only one train will work. Okay, let's go. Go, Gordon, and 10 to go. I think it's in trouble. Oh, my goodness, it's off the rails totally. Oh, no! 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 Oh! I can still hear it, boys and girls. I can still hear it.
I told you that Christmas train, nothing but trouble. Oh, the indignity.
Well, there's good news here. The train is still working and it's still smoking. Okay. I just hope we haven't smashed anything off this. Major fall from the table there. Is everything here? Have we broken couplings or stuff? Surely that didn't survive. Oh, okay, we've got that piece off there. Let me get it back up on the table and just survey exactly what the damage is. Okay, this is a damage report. Yes, we have damage. I think the locomotive is okay. Thank goodness for that. The coupling here, we've lost a piece of plastic here which keeps this in place. That's the coupler. So, and I can't find that piece of plastic that would have burst away and gone really anywhere. From what I can see, this carriage here is okay, but you know what the really, really good news is? Guess what? I've got another one of these sets because they're only $10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the tender here, I'm going to get the straights out of this, and I'll put this extra carriage on, and we're going to have some more fun with these cheap Christmas trains. Well, that broken one, wow, I could make Thomas into a tender engine. That looks awesome, doesn't it? But hey, I've added the extra bit of straight on. I've got the other tender here from the other pack, and I can put this on here and make this a really, really epic, super, super cheap Christmas train. Okay, let's get this going. Let's get it going. Go, 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 go. Oh no, Gordon's still on the tracks. He's going to cause chaos. Oh no, he's going okay. Gordon is going okay. That's a miracle. If he busts his train, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be very, very upset. But my crikeys, it looks absolutely awesome. Totally awesome. So go and get a couple of these sets. Keep adding bits onto it. You can make the most epic, cheap Christmas train you've ever had. Oh, there's trouble. There's trouble on the rails. Oh, not again. Not again. Oh, my crikeys. Oh, my heart skipped a beat.
Oh, the indignity! Stop this nonsense!
Oh my crikeys, I thought we'd lost it there. No, because Gordon has that passion for pushing that cheap Christmas train off the edge here. Oh, we've blown a traction tyre as well. Look at that. We have blown a traction tyre, so we're in for repair time. Repairs needed. Hopefully a nice easy fix. If I just very carefully pull that down, that tyre's back on. I'm just going to retire Gordon because he's nothing but trouble. Oh, the indignity. Just getting that train back on track. And another thing I should say and point out is when I pull this along here, there's very little drag and friction. And I think that's important. There's something you don't see on the cheaper stuff. And I'll just couple it up there. And I think we're ready to go. Yeah, go cheapo train, go! I'll just have my final words to say about this quite miraculous and very inexpensive Christmas train. I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of toy trains over the years on YouTube, and Yes, this one is very impressive, more so for the fact that it was only $10. I mean, this would outperform many other train sets that I've seen, which are way, way more expensive than that. Christmas trains are the sort of thing you bring out once a year, you put them around your Christmas tree and they do a couple of laps, and they're there for more decoration purposes than anything else. And I think this train here fits the bill. Maybe the things I don't like about this train, and there are a few things, the track system is a little bit naffed, and I think saying naffed is the nicest way I could say it. If I try to move the track around, it just falls apart. The things I like about the train, the fact that it's got a smoker, there's a light at the front, it runs on 4 AA batteries, that's not too bad to buy. You buy a couple of these sets, you can make something far more awesome, and you're not blowing apart your wallet like you would be with so many other Christmas trains. So many times I've seen these sorts of things, and they are totally overpriced. And now that I see this Christmas train from my own eyes, I'm starting to understand why it's such a hot seller. It is the right price, and the manager at the local reject shop that I go to did hold one back for me. But when I went back there after watching the dust storm, there are a couple of these boxes back in stock. But I tell you what, I know one thing, they're not going to last in stock much longer. I wouldn't mind betting at that price, what people will do is they'll rush the reject shop and they'll go and flog these online, because they could pump it up to $20 or $30 and they could still sell them, I'm sure of it. And just in this last run here, I'm going to come along and I'm going to capture it, I hope. Yes, wow. What a great little Christmas train for the price. I'm just down here trying to sort out a thumbnail for the video, and I'm thinking, well, what do I put in and what do I leave out? And then I've noticed something really, really disturbing. And it's over here. Do you remember I threw that naughty elf over here and put it under the tub here? Well, look at this. It's gone. Totally gone. It's nowhere to be seen. Crikeys. Those naughty elves can be the biggest amount of trouble this time of year, and I'm sort of thinking, has it hidden itself in the toys in the back there? I mean, the thing could be anywhere. They can get into little nooks and crannies and they just cause havoc. Oh man, I'm going to be freaked out until I can find that thing. They're a nightmare.
What a joke! That fool selling you that $10 Christmas train was half decent. Well, I'm going to tell you how it is straight. That was nothing but rubbish. Rubbish, rubbish. Where the hell's behaving badly, and we know what's good and what's bad. And if you've been bad before Christmas, we report back to Santa. And I'll tell you something, this guy did this video, watch out, because I'm going to get all these rubber chickens, and I'm going to make sure he's in a world of pain, because that's what we do. Yeah, what a goose, he knows nothing.
Weird, I just heard the strangest little mumbling voice. Sounded like something in pain. It was coming from somewhere over there. Can't see anything, I don't know what it was.